how's the first week been, and where's been your biggest area of growth or comfort during it?
First week has been great. I think we had a great training camp last week, and then finally playing against somebody else this past Saturday in the scrimmage was, really, really an eye-opener for us, and it was really fun. We enjoyed it. In terms of growth, I think it would be speeding up in terms of speeding up in gaining the knowledge. Like we played overseas, I played overseas the past 2-3 years, and finally coming back here, kind of slow-footed a little bit, but then we got that underway and finally covered it, and it feels good. Feel good again.
Has Coach kind of started creating what type of offense?
Oh yeah.
And how does that fit your type of game?
Yeah, he's definitely created the offense and the defense as well. I'll speak more so for the defense for myself. Is the switching defense, 1 through 5, and it's really fit to my standard. Being able to use lateral quickness, my length, athleticism, and stuff. So that really helps. And then on the offensive end as well, being able to space the floor, shoot the ball, move the ball, put the ball on the floor. He's allowed us to do that and be talented. So I think he's really opened the floor up for all of us to be successful. He preaches spacing, running the floor, and then being physical on the defensive end. So he's done a great job with that.
Does Coach encourage you to, if you have an open three-pointer, and let it go, let it fly from distance?
Oh yeah, Coach does. He definitely does. And it's not just here. Even when we were up in Houston as well, he was telling us the same thing.
And how does that fit into your play style? I mean, you're usually a big man down low, go for offensive glass, defensive perimeter defending as well.
Yeah.
Just how does that suit your game?
Well, being down low in the paint as a big is something that I don't shy away from. So we always have that in our arsenal. But for him to add this aspect of the game really helps us as well because I can shoot the ball. I really the past 2 years shot the ball at a high clip overseas, and then bringing it over here as well. The coaching staff sees it, and they allow us to do that. And for me, it's easy. I pride myself on working on all aspects of my game, and on the offensive rebound, I take pride in that as well. So it's enjoyable for me. Yeah, there's a lot of differences with that, especially as the big, since there's a few things that are specific to us. One being rim protection, and so defensive 3 seconds. Overseas, we don't have that, so you can sit in the paint all you want if you want to. Obviously the three-point line being closer overseas versus here, so that takes away the spacing a little bit more so than the NBA. The tempo is fast, I would say, here versus over there. You have to mostly get in a set to run something because of, once again, the spacing, the defensive 3 seconds not being there. But for the most part, it's the same game. Same game obviously, but it's just the talent separates, the spacing separates, and just that's about it. But it's.
It's been a week since training camp started already. A scrimmage so far. What have you liked from the team?
Loved it, man. We're competitive, like competitors, and I think the mentality that we kind of embody right now is the aggression mentality, and that's what Coach wants us to be, aggressive on the defensive end, offensively as well. So we want to be physical, communicate, be versatile in terms of offense and defense. So defensively, we're switching 1 through 5. So we have to step our level up and guard the little guards, but our guards got to fight as well and guard the bigs. But then we got to be smart as well in those areas, knowing when to protect, when not to protect. But for the most part, it's been fun, and playing against somebody else was a lot of fun as well.
Media day, what are you looking forward to most today? Finally getting those nice pictures, those professional pictures. What are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, it's exciting. I haven't had one of these in a while, but for us, I think it's refreshing, just to go through media day again. For the young guys that are coming in, we talked about it. Everybody's looking at their shoes, trying to get the right shoes, the right colorways, the jerseys. That's the fun part, the fun stuff. You will have some jokes here and there, so it's really fun.
And today's some fun, but what are we taking from the first week of training camp into next week? What's the focus?
the focus is coming out strong. You know, protect home. We have, you know, it's rare that you get your first full games at home. So for us, that's the mentality: protect home, get our identity out there as early as possible. You know, we don't want to be the teams that don't know who they are early on and then try to figure out as the season goes on. So I think we've already done that in training camp, but then coming into the actual games against somebody else, the games that matters, you really want to get out aggressive, bring out the mentality that you want to, you know, that coach has been preaching. And I think we've done a great job in training camp of staying focused. You know, days that coach give us rest and days that he pushes us, we've all locked in, you know, trying to get better each day.
Last time we spoke, you said that you had a conversation with your agent. The reason you came back from overseas is because you wanted another crack at the NBA.
Yep.
You feel like this is the path. How
Yep.
do you balance focusing on winning a championship here,
Yep.
while also trying to make it back to the NBA?
Great question. For me, I've been in this situation before, you know, with Long Island Nets. And the first time they signed me over there, my mentality, and it's always been the same no matter where I play, is it's never 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to stay in the moment where you are. That's how you get the most out of it. And that's how I feel like this opportunity will become a real opportunity. You see, if I think about the NBA, think about, you know, possibly getting called up and all this, it distracts me from here. So I'm not going to do that. And I've done it in Long Island. We won 9 games straight when I first got there. We won 9 games straight. And because the mentality is if you keep everybody accountable, if you keep everybody locked in, no 1 foot in, 1 foot out, if you just focus on what the coaching staff, because they don't want you to just be in the G League forever. They want you to get call-ups as well. It looks good on their resumes. So for us, we're all like one unit, one big unit, and JB preaches this as well. You know, like we want you guys to be successful and go get paid. But the way you do that is if you trust the process, you trust the system, you trust your coaching staff, the organization, and everything else will take care of themselves.
Thank you, Don.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this season.
Thank you.
Kind of picking back off of that, you
Yeah.
kind of see the G League now. Guys like in your situation are really starting to look at the G League
Yeah,
instead of going to overseas route to try to get that one final crack
right,
at the NBA.
right.
How much does that play in your decision to come here to this league to get seen by the NBA?
Well, it's closer here. It's also, you're not just auditioning for a specific team. Everybody watches you. And the other part, you know, I've been overseas and thought, well, if I was in the G League playing the way I'm playing overseas here, I probably would have gotten a crack. But then now that I'm here, another thing is for guys that go overseas sometimes is they miss the good basketball. Like the basketball is not all the same overseas. Like sometimes for example, it's no knock to the CBA, but we play one import in the CBA in China last couple of years. So if you're playing with just myself and my Chinese teammates, not many of them speak English. So it's like the communication barriers and all that stuff, the ball don't move as crisp as it's supposed to be, as in over here, there's no excuses. You have a system in place, you follow it, everybody is locked in, and you're really playing enjoyable basketball and you're letting your talent come out versus over there, you're trying to fix some stuff, you're trying to work on communication, you're trying to work on plays, you're trying to work on this, whereas over here is already set. So that's what I mean in terms of the good basketball. Like I miss the free-flowing basketball versus over there is more kind of restrictive a little bit.
And then finally, you touched on it too, just starting off the season with a bunch of games at home.
Right.
How cool is that for you guys to just be able to sit here and do your thing here instead of, you know, busting all over the place?
That's the best part. You know, the best part is like I said, you know, we played against each other so much all week that, you know, to play against somebody else, it feels so much more fun. But then also now to start the season off at home, you're comfortable. They're on the road already. So it's big. And to make it 4 games is even crazy to think about. But I think, you know, it's going to be great for us. But then it's dangerous because you got to start out the right way as well. You can't be relaxed. You can't be too comfortable. You got to come out aggressive. Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about the home games here. Let's talk about this being your home right now.
Yeah.
Are you starting to adapt? You find some places you like to eat? How's the adaptation coming?
Yeah, definitely loving it. You know, last night a few of us, we went to dinner at Yard House by the mall over there. So we're kind of exploring a little bit the town. We've been to Walk On a few times. We went and went to a barber shop and got a haircut there. But some of the guys were playing Madden with some of the barbers over there. So I think we getting used to it being home, and also like getting the idea of team bonding and getting that chemistry going early on. Because a lot of guys sometimes when they get into a G League situation, they think about themselves and how they can make it out, right? Whereas if you embrace the moment, if you stay there and stay locked in, is an easier route for you. But also it helps you. So when you do get called up, you're not an outlier. When you go to those teams, you're not like on your own. It's easy to fit in, with a group.
And finally, I know American football is a big thing down here this time of year. Do you follow any teams or like any or anything?
You guys won't like my answer, but yes, I do follow teams. But I tend to follow teams that are in my market that I play in. So in history, I first started out as a Saints fan back in Australia because of Drew Brees, obviously. But then when I came to the States, I've had a couple of teams I followed. When I got drafted, I was a Packers fan. It's amazing to watch some of the games in person. So it's been back and forth.
Nothing wrong with that. I've been to 300 Saints games and I went to Lambeau Field this year, so.
Oh, man.
Home at least with me.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.